We're trying to keep it informal. I want to introduce Senator Judy Chu. She's going to start this off. There you go.
Come on forward. I'm Congressmember Judy Chu, and we just had a walkthrough in this Victim Resource Center, this crisis center. It was very illuminating to see all the resources that there are for the victims' families and what is being done to make sure that they can get through this process. And we have been supported by so many people across the nation. In fact, I just had a phone call with President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, who expressed their condolences for what happened and will be expressing their condolences to the victims. But we also have the honor of having Senator Alex Padilla here, who delayed his trip to Washington, D.C. just so that he could be here with us. So, Senator, if you could please say a few words.
Thank you, Congresswoman Chu. I want to thank Chief Weiss, the Congresswoman, Supervisor Solis, and frankly all the city, community, and regional leaders that responded so quickly after the tragedies of Saturday night. It's important to be here today to walk through this resource center for families and friends of the victims and frankly the community at large, because it's going to take a lot and it's going to take some time, but we know that the community is resilient and the community will rebound. We are committed to working together, not just to support the families and support the community, but to once again use this reminder of the epidemic of gun violence in America. While there's still a lot that we are learning about these particular cases, we won't jump to all the conclusions. We'll let the investigations and legal processes run their course. We do take it as a reminder of the urgency with which we need to strengthen our gun safety laws across the country. Many of my colleagues have pointed out, doesn't California have some of the strictest laws and protections of any state in the nation? That is true. And they have worked, and it is helpful. But when there's a patchwork of laws and protections to various degrees across states, then clearly there are vulnerabilities that can impact any community in the country. And so for the individuals in the community here in Monterey Park, throughout the region and throughout the country that are living in slightly more fear today because of what's been witnessed, this is a reminder that more needs to be done. Two final things. One, not another minute should go by without once again expressing our condolences and our prayers to the families of the victims and of the survivors and the community at large. They should take heart in seeing their community leadership respond so quickly and work so well together. And last but not least, to call attention to some good news. Earlier this year, or excuse me, last year, Congress actually came together on a bipartisan basis. Representative Chu on the House side, myself on the Senate side, when we passed the Safer Communities Act, which does bring additional resources for mental health, does bring additional resources for crisis response for incidents like this. So it's part of our recognition that communities will need that support, not just in the immediate aftermath of a tragedy, but for the long term. But more needs to be done, whether it's on reducing the types of weapons that are found in communities across the country, access to those weapons, even when it's lawful. We cannot let mass shootings be the norm, not here in Monterey Park, not in California, not anywhere in the United States of America. And with that, let me introduce my friend and colleague, Los Angeles County Supervisor Hilda Solis.
Thank you for coming here this afternoon. I want to thank the City of Monterey Park and expressly give my thanks to all the public safety personnel, all our LA County Mental Health, OEM, Office of Emergency Management, including the governor's office, as well as our friends in the federal government, FBI, and everyone that's been helping us go through this in the last couple of days. But I also want to be reminded that there are some special things to be thankful for. The community has come together. Many people are coming forward to provide initial support to many of our AAPI residents, many who are right now in solace and witnessing things that are unheard of. We know we have a lot of healing to do. The LA County will be here. Our mental health services are here on the ground, Office of Emergency Management, as well as our Red Cross, as well as our other secondary agencies. And again, I want to thank the City of Monterey Park. This senior center here stands as a symbol of welcoming for all immigrants. That's how I came to learn this community, welcoming everyone. And it continues to be resilient. It continually will be doing that as we begin to heal, and we have much more to do. We also have some heroes. The young man that now many of us know helped to stop further shootings from occurring in Alhambra. That young man is a hero in the San Gabriel Valley, representing Alhambra. Those are things that we should also reflect on. In spite of someone's senseless motivations to try to kill people or shoot people, this individual did what many would probably never be able to do or imagine, but he saved so many more lives. So let's also think about that as we go through this process. Let us also, through the next few days, remember the families that have lost loved ones, as well as those that are recovering right now. And I thank all our emergency medical staff, our teams, our hospitals, everyone that has played a big role in this whole activity that has been occurring right before our very own eyes. So thank you. With that, I'll bring it back to.
Do you want to do it in Spanish?
Anybody in our group here? I know this is kind of impromptu, so.
Maybe he could say some words in Spanish.
Okay, and then I'm going to have Matt talk about the center itself.
Okay.
There you go.
But just briefly in Spanish, and then we'll hear more from the experts here on the center behind us. Brevemente en español, estamos aquí unidos con la comunidad de... Estamos aquí, todos los líderes de la región, unidos, apoyando la comunidad de Monterey Park. Debido a la tragedia de este fin de semana, ofrecemos nuestros pensamientos, nuestras oraciones a las familias impactadas, a la comunidad en total, no solo aquí en Monterey Park, pero en comunidades similares en todas áreas del país, porque merecemos mejor que vivir en temor de violencia, de armas. Hay mucho que no sabemos todavía sobre los incidentes, las investigaciones siguen, pero lo que podemos contar es que nuestro apoyo no solo es de hoy, pero es de largo plano para ayudar a las familias y la comunidad de Monterey Park a sobrevivir, recuperar y de nuevo ser una comunidad tan fuerte como la conocemos. Muchísimas gracias.
All right. Good afternoon. My name's Jose Sanchez, and I'm the mayor pro tem. Actually, I'll be mayor in less than 2 days. I'm also a teacher here in this community, and so I know that this hits hard for a lot of our students. I know tomorrow I'll be going into the classroom, and that's going to be the first talk when I go in. How are we going to have this dialogue with our students? I know that many of our students are going to be coming from many different angles and places, but we just toured the Langley Center, and I was very proud of the work that they're doing in here to provide services for our community. Very proud of that. Tomorrow we're having a vigil here in front of the City Hall at 5:30, and I invite you guys to come out. I know that a lot of our community is coming together to, bridge and it's a lot. It's very emotional for me as well because I live here. I have 3 daughters, and I know a lot of us were at the festival, at the Lunar New Year festival, right just before this happened. But I'm so hopeful of how the community has come together. I'm very hopeful of how we're going to recover, and I know we will recover, and we'll come out stronger. Thank you.
Can you hear me now? Okay, my name is Matt Halleck. I'm the fire chief here in the city of Monterey Park. First and foremost, I just want to express my sincere condolences and prayers to the families of those affected, those impacted. This will be a lasting recovery, but as indicated by Supervisor Solis, the center behind me is a senior center here in the city of Monterey Park. But immediately following the aftermath of the incident, it was quickly realized that we needed to set up a resource center for those that were impacted by this tragic event. And so we started the ball rolling on how are we going to set this up, how are we going to stand this up, and get those resources available immediately following this incident. So we partnered with several different agencies to make that happen here in the city of Monterey Park. And I just want to identify those partners, because without those partners, this resource center would not be as functioning as it is.